Alright, much Abrew about nothing time. Playing some Mono White Devotion in Modern. And we'll keep this. Got a border post, got a knight. So we have mana. I guess Mastery is kind of our payoff right now. Hopefully we draw into some other bigger things. Opponent passes. Well, let's play the plains, run out the border post, and pass the turn. And there's a sleight of hand. And Thought Scour. Oh man, this is Storm? Main deck, I don't know if we are very good against Storm. We could easily just die next turn. We didn't have a ley line. Sky Sovereign is looking pretty bad this matchup. Alright, Knight of the White Orchid. Gets us another land. I would assume the Storm matchup gets a little bit better after sideboarding. Not that, I mean, Storm really isn't a deck in Modern anymore. It's definitely lower tier. You're much more likely to run into the Thing in the Ice decks now. Or even like Pyromancer, essentially Thing in the Ice, than straight up Storm. Storm has been nerfed so many times in Modern. There's Polluted Delta, correct. Are we dead? Gataxian Probe down to 16. Caesar, super awful hand. These are cards that would be sweet if we were playing more normal decks, but against Storm combo, none of our cards do anything. I guess Mastery could gain us some life. That's unlikely to matter. If our opponent's going to kill us, it's likely not going to be by an amount of life that's going to be disrupted by Mastery. And because our opponent knows our hand, they know they have... Oh boy, more planes. They know they essentially have infinity to go about comboing off. Yeah, let's play Nykthos. Play Mastery. Pass the turn. So our opponent's just... We haven't got enough pressure either. That's the other way to get Storm, is to try to make them go off early. Because if Storm has to go off early, they do fizzle on occasion. But this hand is not doing that. Not even kind of doing that. Opponent passes. Journey to Nowhere, another dead card. Well, play the plains. Get in with the knight. And I think we're best off just passing and activating Mastery. Sky Sovereign doesn't do much here. I guess it speeds up the clock a bit. But I'm expecting this is a turn where we die. Alright, here it comes. There's Manamorphose. And Manamorphose. And Pyretic Ritual. Yeah, this is death. Well, at least we get to bring in some good stuff out of the sideboard. Desperate Ritual, and our opponent already has Past in Flames. Splices Desperate Ritual? Yeah, alright. I've seen enough. Our opponent has way more than enough mana and card draw to kill us. Desperate Ritual lets them, Past in Flames, rather, lets them flashback their entire graveyard, so there's no winning from there. Good news is, instead of these bad cards, we get a ton of hateful enchantments. And we get to go down, like Journey to Nowhere is pretty bad. O-Ring might be okay, just because our opponent could have... Sky Sovereign's bad. Could have Pyromancer's Ascension. That is a card that gets played in the Storm decks. Leyline is good. Archangel is actually not great. It does add mana symbols, but it's not really great in the matchup. Elish Norn doesn't do anything. And probably just go down Ulamog. I think something like this is where we want to be against Storm. Planeswalkers aren't really exciting either. We could bring in like Blessed Alliance. I guess Planeswalkers finish the game quickly, which is nice. Yeah, let's run it like this. Alright, we get to play first. Okay. I mean, this isn't insane, but Story Circle is good. Not Leyline or Rest in Peace, which are our best hate cards, but still reasonable. So let's Border Post. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a Flooded Strand. Cracks a Flooded Strand. And Sleight of Hand. Another Plains. Alright, let's pass. I think we'd rather get a land out of Knight next turn than have a 2-2 on the battlefield. Oh dear. That's Electromancer. We draw more planes. A lot of planes for our 17 land deck. Pass the turn. Well, are we dead on turn 3? Story Circle's not even that great if our opponent wins with Grape Shot. Maybe we should have just mulliganed aggressively. Oh, God. The Storm deck plays one playset of creatures, and it is 2 copies of Goblin Electromancer. It is Goblin Electromancer, and our opponent has 2 copies on turn 3. Which pretty much means we're almost guaranteed to be dead next turn. Nykthos makes a lot of mana, but not very helpful. Well, play Story Circle. On red, play a plains. Pass the turn. Yeah, with double Goblin Electromancer, our opponent's going to have a unbelievably poor hand to not be able to win here. Even through Story Circle, which is only moderately good. Thought Scours. Mills some cantrips. Probes down to 15. Seas are very empty. Very land-filled hand. Serum Visions. Well, maybe they're waiting another turn. Thing is, we can't really punish them for waiting another turn. What's the best thing we draw? Something that kills a single Goblin Electromancer? We don't have enough mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 with Nykthos to play Iona if we drew it. Oh, our opponent's going for it. Alright. Pyretic Ritual. Past in Flames. Flashes back Pyretic Ritual. Up to 3 mana. Flashes back Probe. They are a little pinched on blue mana. They must have Manamorphoses in their hand. Or our opponent punted. Also possible. Lightning Bolts are creature in Pyromancer's Ascension. Well, this gives us a window to draw Rest in Peace. Well, we get to prevent the damage. Rest in Peace? Mastery of the Unseen. Well, play Nykthos. Opponent only has 2 cards in hand, but they have the Past in Flames in their graveyard. Let's just Mastery. Leave up a bunch of Story Circle activations past the turn. I think this is safer than playing Elspeth. Opponent plays a land, cracks it, down to 9. That wasn't a very good turn by our opponent, in all honesty. Steam Vents untapped. Goes to combat. Gets in. Alright, we'll prevent damage from one of them. Want to leave up Nykthos mana. Because I think we want to make a manifest if we have the opportunity. Because that would be a way to steal a game if we manifest a big creature and can flip it around and smack our opponent. Oh, goodness. Another Past in Flames. And this is going to turn on Pyromancer's Ascension by casting stuff from the graveyard. Yep. Sleight of hand. Well, I guess we'll play it out, but active Pyromancer's Ascension and our opponent having that many cards and double Goblin Electromancer. Not very realistic that we survive. And there's a ritual for more mana. Doubles up. So our opponent has more red mana than they can ever need. They really just need a Manamorphose. Wow. Alright, we are not dead. Well, okay. We'll take the damage. I don't think we're dead here now. Our opponent is playing this very strangely. Lightning Bolts. Alright, let's Nykthos. Now we'll prevent the damage. So prevent Lightning Bolt copy damage, prevent Lightning Bolt proper damage. Have 2 white floating. The problem is, despite all this, I think we still just lose next turn. So we're still... This doesn't really save us. So all this fighting and surviving is likely for naught. I still have no idea what our opponent's doing. They're just casting spells, helter-skelter. Oh, they drew into... Wow. Our opponent is not playing this deck very well, but it's going to work out for him. Their sequencing is incredibly strange. Maybe they're playing it super next level, and I just don't get it. They draw into another Manamorphose? Yeah. Alright, now we'll scoop it up. Our opponent has tons of blue mana, so they get 2 Serum Visions, Thought Scour, Serum Visions. All of those are doubled, so that's draw 6, and their stuff is so cheap they can flashback Past in Flames to cast more Lightning Bolts. So there's essentially no way we win from there. Alright, fair enough.